Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have a actually very interesting article to go over with you today. This one comes to us from Modern Retail, where apparently there is a Target employee who, of course, identifies as queer. Right? This. This is like the ongoing thing we have. The employee identifies as queer, and they have come out and actually had a long discussion about what's going on at Target, what they feel like is going on, and of course, how they feel terrible, how they removed the merchandise and all this other nonsense. This article is going to come from someone who is obviously very privileged. They don't realize how privileged they are, so let's get into it. But of course, before we do, just consider giving me a like so you can push us out into the YouTube algorithm, and consider subscribing because we're on our way to 25,000 subscribers. It says they don't actually care about queer people. Confessions of a Target worker on the company's decision to remove some Pride items. Ladies and gentlemen, I've tried to make this as clear as humanly possible, with some success, not all, but some success. Corporations don't care about you people. They don't care about your cause. They don't care about your ideology. They care about nothing other than two things. How cheap can they pay you, right, if you're an employee, or how much money can they take from you if you're a customer? That's the only two things they care about. Everything else they do is in the interest of the corporation. It is not in the interest of you. So unfortunately, it seems like queer people just really thought, and I don't know why this is, but they really thought that these corporations cared. They really thought that. And I honestly think that's pretty sad. I think that's really sad because these people genuinely believe that corporations care about their cause and ideology, which is crazy to me. But anyway, it says Target employees have found themselves caught in the middle after the company's decision to remove some Pride merchandise from stores. The big box retailer announced on May 24th that it was removing some items from its Pride collection due to threats impacting our team members' sense of safety and well-being while at work. The announcement came after some videos went viral on social media, people and conservative commentators complaining about certain items within the collection. But Target released few details on which items it is actually removing and why. A spokesperson told Reuters that it was reviewing certain transgender swimsuits and children's merchandise, but didn't say conclusively which items it had removed. Much of that information has been ascertained by looking at the company's website. The company removing items made by LGBTQ brand, aka the Satanist brand, at Pralin, as well as trans designer Eric Carnell, according to Reuters, which is a biological female. In the latest edition of our Confession series, in which we offer anonymity in exchange for candor, Modern Retail spoke with one part-time Target worker about the mood it has been at this particular store before and after the Pride Month display was altered. This Target worker lives in Virginia, has worked at the company for about 3 years, and identifies as queer, according to the worker. Managers didn't alert employees that they were taking down part of this Pride display. This particular worker just walked into the store one morning to see managers disassembling it. For this worker, it reinforced the idea that Target's commitment to supporting queer issues was mostly just lip service. Why would you need reinforcement to know that? That's the problem. That's the problem with me. Like, I don't know if this is a weak mindset that these people have, or they're so desperate to be validated that they're looking to corporations to be validated. It's like, come on, man. You don't need this level of validation. You must be stronger than this. You have to find it within yourself to be stronger than this. You cannot be relying on corporations to give you validity. Like, this is crazy to me. You are stronger as a human being, right? You have to be. I hope you are. But again, I feel like I'm speaking from a different place of passion compared to these corporations. Like, it's really sad to see these employees genuinely believe what these corporations were saying. But let's get into the actual nitty-gritty of this and see what the discussion was. It says Target did not respond to Modern Retail's request for comment as of press time in its May 24th statement. The company said, our focus now is moving forward with our continuing commitment to the LGBTQIA+++ community and standing with them as we celebrate Pride Month and throughout the year. This interview has been lightly edited for clarity and length. Oh, that's interesting. I never liked edited conversation, but that's going to be neither here nor there. Before the announcement from Target Corporate that they were removing some Pride merchandise, did anything happen at your store, or did you first hear about this through the news? So the employee said, I know before they actually removed it, we did have customers, calling and complaining, coming in the store and complaining. It was not a lot, but maybe a couple. I don't personally answer calls there because that's just not my department. It is usually guest services that does that. And then the person said, did you ever recall getting similar calls or complaints during past Pride months? No, not at all. And that's proof right there, ladies and gentlemen, that this particular Pride month is different. The climate, the energy that's in the air is totally different compared to prior Pride months. And that's because they decided to not only go after the kids, but they were virtue signaling so early before Pride month even started that people just got sick of it, man. People got sick of it. Like, think about if they actually started the virtue signaling in the beginning of Pride Pride Month, right? People started to get sick of it about 2 weeks into it. So you would have been halfway through the month before people got sick of it. But now, since you started weeks before Pride Month even began, people were sick of it before Pride Month even started. This is what happens when you do too much. This is what happens when you take a mile when you're given an inch. This is what happens when you are just completely relentless with this non-stop rhetoric about LGBTQ. You gotta bend the knee. You gotta accept it. You have to. Otherwise, you're a bigot. You're this, you're that. People are sick of it. People don't want to hear about this anymore. They don't want to deal with this anymore. We get it. You're gay. Like, okay, who's celebrate? Why is that a thing to be celebrated? I still to this day don't understand why being gay is something to be celebrated. It is the easiest thing in the world to do. You had sex with the same sex. Congratulations. You're gay. Here's your fucking trophy. Go fuck yourself with it now. Like, I don't understand why this is so important, but I guess it is what it is. It says, how did you feel when you heard about this? That you heard a couple customers were complaining about the Pride display. And then this person said, I just felt annoyed because it is like, why are you putting us workers that have nothing to do with it? Why are you giving us a hard time? It's not our fault. Whether you like it or not, it put more of a strain on us and more work on us to have to deal with that. And obviously, it made you feel unsafe, especially as a queer person. You never know what a customer would do. Oh, here comes the, oh, queer people are attacked in the streets 24/7 narrative. You never know what's going to happen. The moment you come out as gay, suddenly someone's going to come and shoot you. Clearly, this is a rhetoric that they are trying to push. This is a narrative that they want to be spun in the news cycle because it makes them look as victims, right? It makes them look innocent, and it makes everybody else seem as the aggressors, right? These people clearly are not allowed to have valid complaints because they're just aggressors, and LGBTQ people are always innocent. They never do anything wrong, thus they're always victims. It is such a bullshit narrative. We've seen time and time again, this is not the case. We've seen time and time again that LGBTQ people are usually the violent ones when it comes to public altercations about the conversation. And we're probably going to go into that into this article as well before we finish up. So let's continue. And how do you feel about how Target corporate responded? This person said, I think it's sad. I mean, it's not shocking because working for Target, I know they're a really great company after working for them for so many years, but it's just disappointing to see to kind of just give into it. I mean, it makes sense because all they really care about is profit. So it's not shocking, but it's like, wow, that sucks. Are the customer complaints in Target response something you've been speaking about with the coworkers? I'm curious how much chatter it is getting within your store. The guest services team has just been telling me about the people who have been coming in and called and all that, and it's just like, really? Because of how much harder it makes things on them. And when they took some of the Pride display down, my coworkers was like, so managers pretty much just took half of it down, and a lot of people were like, what's going on? Because a lot of people hadn't even heard about the controversy until the day they took it all down. Then it said, did you give it any insight? Did your manager say what part of the display they took down and why, or what merchandise they removed and why? And then she says, well, they didn't directly tell me. I saw them actually take it down because they did before the store opened. And we had a display right when you walked in a little table, and they took the whole table out. Anything that was kids' clothes, they straight up got rid of it. And the section had a lot of stuff before. Now it's just a few shirts and maybe a little bit of accessories. It is barely a section. It is a little corner now. And that's how it should be. That's how it should be, ladies and gentlemen. That's how it always was. That's the problem. Once you put this shit on kids, people got fed up. People got mad. They got woken up, essentially. A lot of these sleeping mama bears and papa bears got woken up once they realized that they are going to have to join the fight. At the end of the day, you cannot remain complacent. You cannot remain silent because this relentless ideology is going to come for you. It's only a matter of time. And if it doesn't come for you, it's going to come for your kids. And people are not down with this stuff. People are not down with the sexualization of kids. And that is the issue that Target ran into. They burned it. They did an Icarus, right? They flew too close to the sun and now they got burned. Then it says, has this changed anything in terms of how you feel about working for Target? It just feels like Target is trying to appease the same people that make us feel unsafe. Why do you feel unsafe? Why do you feel unsafe? I don't understand. They can never explain why they feel unsafe. And they say they are doing it for our safety, but it just makes me feel like I already know they as Target don't actually care about queer people. This just confirms it, just kind of confirming what I already knew. Was there anything else before this that made you feel like they don't care about queer people? Just the way that some managers have treated queer people. They're really performative. Target doesn't really do anything that would have made anyone think they are supportive. They just say, we support queer people, and that's it. They just say it. Well, what do you want? Like, why do you need all this validation? It's so sickening. Like, I hate seeing people talk like this. Yeah, of course these managers are performative, man, because most people do not want to deal with you. Most people unfortunately have to walk on eggshells when they're around LGBTQ people in the workplace because they know that unfortunately your particular kind have a lot of political power that all you got to say is I feel unsafe, and even if it's not true or true, the person's going to get fired. Like they know they're going to get fired. So of course, you're going to get performative people around you. You're going to get performative managers around you because they don't want you to know how they really feel. And that's not to say that they hate you and that's how they really feel. It's to say that they're tired of all the performative actions that they're forced to do by corporations like Target. Nobody wants to celebrate gay sex 24/7. It's not something that has to happen, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody celebrates straight sex 24/7. Only LGBTQ people think that's a thing. I want to make that very clear. Only LGBTQ people think that straight sex is celebrated 24/7. Nobody celebrates straight sex 24/7. Nobody cares to celebrate what someone does in their bedroom. You're the only ones that care about it. You're the only ones that want to be celebrated for who you have sex with. It is weird, and people are done with it. So ultimately, at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, there's really not much to this article left, and I'm really just honestly tired of reading what this employee thinks. I'm very clear that these employees are so privileged to the point where they have to have everybody pretend as if they care about them, and even when you do that, it's simply not enough, and they think you're being performative because at the end of the day, you are. So thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it, and if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.